There's no other way round, it's all muddy round that way. No, I ain't doing it. Okay, let's go. Just heading towards South Weirs now. From Holm Hill, we're going to head down to the Wilverley Inclosure. From there, start making our way back to Brockenhurst. Well, I was going to wax lyrical today about what a beautiful sunny day it is. And it was when I left Southampton. And now we're out in the forest. The sun is nowhere to be seen and a good couple of degrees colder. Not to worry, not going to let that dampen my spirits. I'm in a good mood today. I want to get some serious miles in. At least 10 or 12 miles today, I think. When I left the train station at Brockenhurst, my sugar levels were 14.7. I'm about a mile in now. Dropped slightly to 14. Did have a small breakfast this morning. No insulin, because this is going to be quite a decent length walk. So I've just come through South Weirs and we're out into the forest proper now. This is Whitefield Moor and we're now going to head up to Holm Hill that way. Are you ready? Let's go. The ground under my feet here is still very boggy. So even though we haven't had any rain for a few days, I think it's going to take a little while, a little bit more sunshine to dry up all this. I think I might have called this Whitfield Moor just a minute ago. It's not, it's Whitmore Field. Anyhow, we're going to get off Whitmore Field now. We're going to head for these gorse bushes behind us here. Find a track that's going to take us up to Holm Hill, which is behind us there. The gorse bushes are starting to bloom already with their beautiful yellow flowers. Very distinctive, recognisable plants in the New Forest. Absolutely everywhere. Not in full bloom yet, but it won't be too long. Yes, the sun is out, people, and it's put a smile on my face. That takes some doing, I can tell you. Finally found something that resembles a track here. We're about 2 miles in and my sugar levels have just dropped to 12.3. So they're coming down, but quite slowly. Not feeling any effects yet, which is good, because I'm feeling pretty strong today. Some days I come out and I just don't seem to have the strength in my legs, you know. And that's diabetes for you. You never know what you're going to get from one day to the next. But today is a good day. We've got to embrace those kind of days for what they are. Some people may say that the New Forest is a bit boring because it's a bit flat, no massive hills to climb, no views. Now I'm not going to mention any names, but I've done a couple of walks with a certain very successful YouTuber. They've got a fantastic informative channel telling you all about wildlife and fauna, also touching on how walking is good for mental health. With that in mind, let's just turn you around here. What about that for a view then, AB? You know who you are. I just stopped for a quick water break here and we're going to head, I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but Holm Hill is right about there. Just about see the path going up there, I think. So I'll bring you back when we get there. I started writing a song, finished it this week. It's just me singing an acoustic song called Another Perfect Day, and it basically attains to days like this really, when I'm out walking and I'm just enjoying everything about it. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. Well, just stopped for a little water break here at the top of Holm Hill. Just taking in the views, because there are views in the New Forest. I don't care what anyone says, there are views in the New Forest. Right, so we're going to make our way up to Red Hill now. We've done about 3 miles so far. My sugars are doing okay, they're around 10. Red Hill's about another probably 1.5 miles. And then, as I say, we're heading down to Wilverley Woods. Some beautiful sights along the way. So keep watching. Let's get going. So, Red Hill then. Thought I knew where Red Hill was, and I thought it was over in this direction. It's not. It's over in that direction, and we've already walked up Red Hill. Need to keep checking that map, Lee. Right, so I'm going to try and bring a bit of professionalism back to the channel. So let's talk about diabetes and the differences between type 1 and type 2. Obviously some of you may already know. Some of you may be diabetics. Type 2 diabetes, which can be avoided, is basically due to poor exercise and poor diet, and can be improved by improving those things. A bit more exercise, better diet, possibly some tablets, and 90 to 95% are type 2. So that just goes to show you it's only a very small portion of us that are type 1. Now, type 1 diabetes, almost a completely different disease in itself really. Not caused by diet or poor exercise. Cells in the body attack the insulin. We don't really know why, and that shuts down the pancreas. Bang, type 1 diabetes. Now, although type 2 is obviously a much larger scale diabetics, type 1 is obviously the much more serious one. But that doesn't mean you should ignore type 2 either. Type 1, as most of you probably know, is controlled by a hormone called insulin. This is what keeps our blood glucose levels within a limit which is safe, which is really between 4 and 8. As we always say, that's in the green. Anything below 4, that's hypo range. By anything above 9, that's hyper range. Hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. Basically 2 different ends of the spectrum there. And you really want to keep your blood glucose somewhere in between. It's really not easy, really not easy. Just doing this makes it difficult because, as you know, I don't take insulin generally when I come out for these walks, especially the longer ones, because I know I'm going to burn up the glucose in my body at some point, and I don't need the insulin helping me out to do that, because you know, I'll be in trouble otherwise. Obviously I always carry things with me to counteract hypoglycemia. In fact, today I've bought this. Getting shot there. Bought this. This is a glucose shot in a little bottle. You're supposed to drink the whole thing. I haven't tried this particular brand yet. I have had other brands. I'm sure I had it on prescription when I was first diagnosed. And yeah, I'd rather have the bar chocolates, put it that way. It tastes disgusting. But the glucose shot is designed to get your sugars up, or your glucose up, quickly. So with that in mind, it's probably the better thing to use. But after 28 years, I think I know what is going to work for me. If I really feel like I'm in trouble, then I'll use the glucose shot. Otherwise, chocolate it is. Type 1 diabetes, if not controlled properly, can affect serious things in your body. Heart disease, kidney failure, problems with your eyes. I have a slight problem with my eyes, glaucoma they call it, which is like fluid on the back of my eyes. So I get that checked regularly, every 6 months, unless they cancel, which they do quite often, which is annoying, but I'm not going to go on about it. No, it does happen, and it can be annoying. If you don't look after yourself, that kind of thing can happen to you. Now, I've had this condition with my eyes for, must be 4 or 5 years now, and it's just stabilised. If it gets any worse, they will put injections in my eyes. Don't really fancy that, to be honest. So I'm trying my best to look after myself. I'm not perfect, but I do my best with what I know, and ultimately that could end in blindness. So that's why I do my best to look after myself. Like I say, it's not always easy. Diabetes has a way of throwing things at that you don't expect. Unusual hypos that you don't feel coming on, that kind of thing. Had one just the other night. I was laid in bed, 2 o'clock in the morning. Got woken up by my low glucose alarm. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I could have just gone into a diabetic coma. Again, I know I've given the Libre sensor a bit of a bad press. Sometimes it can be annoying, but when it works, it is great. Well, that was a little bit of a scramble through there, but it is called Duck Hole Bog, so the name kind of gives it away a bit, really, doesn't it? Right, we're heading up now towards the Wilverley Inclosure. It's nearly 12 o'clock. Got a bit of a liking for white bread at the moment. Not sure why. Nearly always have Holm Hill or granary. Slightly less carbs, something like 10 grams a slice less than white bread. Still, you know, I just adjust whatever insulin I'm taking to cover the fact there's slightly more carbs. Oh, look at this whole area here has been cleared. Sure why that would be. It's not been burnt, it's just been cut down. So they do have forced burns in the New Forest. Got something in my boot and it's bugging me. Not sure what it is, a bit of gravel or something. I need to find somewhere to sit down. But there's no benches or anything anywhere. Don't know why I come out here. Oh, look at that, there's a gate. Haven't been through a gate today, it's the first one. Don't think we need to go through it, but you know, it's got to be done. And about 50 feet away is another gate. We're not going to go through this one. That's the Bournemouth Road there. It takes you, well, to Bournemouth. We're going this way. Unfortunately, we're heading into the sun now, so filming's going to be a bit tricky. Need to get away from this road because it's ruining my experience of the tranquil New Forest. We don't need all that traffic noise. Unfortunately, there's a fence here, so I need to find another gate to get to the other side of the fence. First of all, I need to get across this. Wish me luck. Doesn't look too deep. It's nothing to worry about. That was alright. Here we are then. Didn't have to walk too far to find another gate. And now I need to find somewhere to sit down. Sugars are heading down a bit. Yeah, so they were 6.2. I've just popped one glucose tablet in my mouth because, as we know, the Libre sensor has a bit of a time lag, sometimes about 10 minutes or so, and so they could be less than 6.2, which is probably why I'm feeling a bit funny. They probably are under 5. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about going to the Wilverley Inclosure. It's just up ahead of us actually. We might even find somewhere to sit down there. This path here is going to take us quickest route to Wilverley Woods actually. Means we've got to go the other side of the fence again. That was a waste of time, wasn't it? And there's a gate, but it's been left open for some reason. Wonder why that is. Should we close it? I think we should. Maybe not. Marvellous, isn't it? You don't see a gate for miles. And then there's 3 of them all at once. Here we are then. This is the Wilverley Inclosure as promised. First impressions, very nice, very nice. First obstacle up ahead, there's a tree falling. Might have to call for help here. Or I might just sit down and have me lunch. Yeah, let's do that. Whoop. Oh. Found somewhere to sit down then. And what a spot. Absolutely glorious. There's a little track running right beside us here. So when I get this thing at me boot that's been annoying me for the last mile or so. Not sure what it is, but it's just so bloody annoying me. It's a twig. Right, so I've had my sandwich, just the one, might have another one later. It's time to do the, check my sugars, do the diabetic salute. Okay, 4.9. Not going to take any insulin today. Hopefully the one sandwich that I've had will be enough to bring my sugars back up. If I need to take a jab later, I'll stop and do that if they get too high. Right, let's get going again. Just stuck my camera back in my pocket, thought right, not going to do any filming for a bit. I want to get on and get some miles in. Then I saw this, whoop, 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 nearly went. Look at this. Amazing. Now, can I turn round, show you this bit without falling over? Oh yes. Beautiful. Right, let's get on. You know, I was joking earlier about needing a bench. This is literally a couple of 100 yards from where we sat down in the woods. Another one over there. Let's wave goodbye to Wilverley Inclosure. See you later. What a beautiful place that was. Right, here we go, through another gate. That's a bit better. Out of the woods now. The shady woods. Out onto the fields and into the sunshine. Not too far now. We'll be back to Brockenhurst and back on the train home. Well, I say not too far. Just had a quick check at the map. I reckon it's about another 4 or 5 miles yet. But got a good pace on here, so I think we can eat those miles up pretty quick. Gone from a gentle stroll to almost a jog. Oh, fucking hell. Taking a bit of a wrong in here. Come across this field of heather. I'm pretty sure there was a path the other side of the gorse behind us there, but I can't find a way through. Just scratched my legs to bits trying to get through the gorse and gave up in the end. What's this over here? Let's have a look. Looks a bit more clearer. Looks like something that's resembling a path. Yep, let's follow this. Just over here behind me. Did a wild camp there once, a few years ago. In a hammock. It wasn't the most comfortable of nights. Got plagued by gnats, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning got woken up by a horrendous thunderstorm, which when you're tied to a tree is not a lot of fun, I can tell you. We've done exactly 8 miles now. My sugar levels have gone up to 11.2. Going to keep an eye on them as always. If they tip over 12, I might stop and take a couple of units of insulin. We covered those last 3 miles pretty quick, to be honest. Probably about 45 minutes, 40 minutes. We need to get over there where that line of trees is, but you cannot go through there. That is way too boggy, trust me. We need to take this path, which is going to kind of go around the outside of that. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt it. I've done it once before. It's an absolute mistake. Do you know what? I've been really impressed with this bag. DLX Airflow. Don't know if you can see that in my shadow there. Just going to lose it here in past these bushes. Let's try again. Can you see that? There's a gap between my back and the bag. I mean, that's going to be great in the summer. Nothing worse than a sweaty back when you're walking. Keep taking your bag off. Yeah, it's cool. We need to go back. We've gone wrong way. We could have followed that path, but that takes you on to the end of the Cowsman's Corkscrew. We've done that before, and it probably adds another mile and a half to the journey. So we're going this way, which is really boggy, I know that, but it's going to be quicker. Oh, look at this. That's a bit of a jump. There's no other way round, it's all muddy round that way. Fuck it, I'm going to go for it. You coming with us? Let's do it. No, I ain't doing it. No, I'm going this way. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah. That was better. Sorry, I bottled it back there. My confidence went, I wasn't going to make that jump. Got muddy as it was. We're nearly out this bog area now. Just got this to get through. Okay, bit of a balancing act. And we're over. I think that's the worst of it. Nearly stuck back there, jumping across a little river. Boots are full of muddy water. What a good way to end a walk, eh? So this is where I am going to end it. We're now approaching North Weirs. If you remember, we went out through South Weirs and we're coming back in through North Weirs. Okay, so that's it. I've been Lee, diabetic walker. Whoop. Nearly went in again. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I've really enjoyed it. It's the most enjoyable one I've done for a long time. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks a lot. See you on the next one.